Well, good evening. We here. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. I know you just see me here. You miss Hendo, but he'll be back real soon. But tonight, I just wanted to kind of come back and, you know, have a Purple Friday Q&A, so to speak. Maybe we back with that. Okay, maybe we're not, but whatever. Thanks for being here. Look, I got a few questions for you tonight. If you have a couple of questions for me, make sure you drop them in the chat. I want to say hello to, I see you, Coach Evans. Thanks for being here. Hola to you, CES Junior. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Look, it's been an interesting week and I don't know. I'm feeling excitement, but I'm trying to contain the excitement. A lot of things have happened, a lot of changes I can see on the horizon for our Baltimore Ravens, and I'm pretty excited about it. But before I jump into tonight's show, I want to start with a quote. So let's just say you had a long week, or if things didn't quite go your way, or if you tried something and you weren't successful at it, right? Here's a quote I found earlier this week, and it really spoke to me, so I'm going to share it with you. It says, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." And that's from Winston Churchill. So keep that in your mind. You never know when you might need it. Don't beat yourself up too much. Give yourself some grace and try again. If it didn't work out, that's okay. Keep going. I don't know who that's for, but whoever it is, just do me a favor and hit the like button. That's right. If that was for you, if you caught that, if you need it, hit the like button. Going to get right into tonight's show. First thing I want to talk about, and I promise you, I will not stay on this subject too long because you'll know why in a minute. But Harbaugh is supposed to, they're supposed to be finalizing a deal as we speak. He got that like Roquan Smith type deal, right? He's heading to the Giants. Now, like I said, I'm not going to stay on this topic too long because it's like an ex, right? It's a relationship that didn't work out. You just keep wanting to talk about that person. No, let it go. But I am going to say this about Harbs to the New York. To the Giants, I think they are going to get a good coach in Harbaugh because I think he raises their floor. Now, do I believe that he comes in automatically and makes them Super Bowl contender year one? No, I didn't say that. I said he raises the floor for the Giants. When you're that far down, there's really nowhere to go but up because on that team, they have some dogs. They have some really good players. You've got Jackson Dart. You're going to see Cam Scatterboo come back mid-season, perhaps from his injury. But on defense, you've got Kayvon. I know everybody corrects me when I say Thibodeau. You got Kayvon Thibodeau. There we go. You also have Brian Burns, who is second in the league in sacks, right behind our dearly beloved Myles Garrett, who keeps causing us a whole bunch of problems. But you've got a lot of good players on the Giants. You just need somebody to help put it all together. Can John Harbaugh do that? Oh, I think so. I think he can help them increase from how many wins do they have this year? 2, 3 wins. I think they can increase to maybe 5 maybe increase that by 5, that number by 5. So maybe they'll go, maybe they'll have 7 wins, 8, something like that. I think it's definitely possible. But, you got Abdul Carter over there too. So it's a lot of opportunities for John Harbaugh to kind of carve out a new name for himself. Because like I said in my video before, it's not that I don't like John Harbaugh. And it's not, I'm not ungrateful for his contributions. I appreciate him for what he did while he was here. I just think it was time. It's time for something new, something fresh for the Ravens, and it'll be a good start for him. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on that. Harps to New York. See ya. We don't play the Giants next year, I don't believe. So we won't cross paths with him, at least in the regular season. Who knows if they make it to the postseason. But I guess the bigger question for me with Harbs is, who's he taking as his coordinators? Is he taking Monken with him? Is he taking Zach Orr? because he was sold on Zach Orr, even though Zach Orr really was just terrible for us as a coordinator. He was sold on Zach Orr for some reason. So maybe he'll keep him. Who knows? Maybe he will keep Orr, but there was talks or rumors that he could reach out to Anthony Weaver. He could reach out to, Denard Wilson. And I'm like, oh, but you didn't want to reach out to them before. You wanted to keep Zach. Never mind. Let bygones be bygones. So we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Slicer, I see you. The Hawk TV in Mum Ave. Hey, Big Reg, I was asking about you today. I think I was asking him, I was like, when is Big Reg coming back? I haven't seen him. I need to hear his perspective, right? We have a lot of change happening right now. And I'm like, I want to know what Reg thinks. Reg, do you think we're now a Super Bowl winning team? I know we don't have a head coach yet, so you really can't answer that, but change is on the way. Change is on the way. Okay. Thank you, Slicer. We play the Giants in 2027. Yeah, that's what I thought. I knew it was like a year away, but not this upcoming season. So we'll see. We'll see. Wait, take all of them in Mav. I don't think he wants to take all of them. I think personally, John Harbaugh was a little too prideful and didn't want to kind of like fall on the sword and say, all right, oops, my bad. I made a mistake here. I really thought Zach Orr was going to be that guy. I can see that we're regressing in year 2. He's not it. It's not working out like I had anticipated or hoped it would. We're getting all of our players back healthy for the most part on defense, but yet the defense is one of the worst in the league. We're struggling. He's not going to say that. So to save face, you say what any other head coach would say in that scenario. Yeah, I believe in our guys and I believe in our coaching staff. They're really the ones to prepare the guys for, we have great leaders of men here and whatever. So yeah, he can take all of them. He can take all of them. Oh, I see you there. I see LBHT. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Rogue Pod. And Big Reg, unfortunately been sick for weeks. Oh, well, okay. Well, when your voice comes back, you feel better. You take care of self first, take care of yourself, your family. But when your voice comes back, I want to hear what you have to say about the changes that these Baltimore Ravens are making. Because I know you can be a little tough sometimes. And I'm not saying it's not warranted. But I know you can be a little bit tough sometimes on kind of like the decisions that we make. And now we're making a change. And all of you who are here who have YouTube channels, thank you for being here. But please make sure that you are subscribed to everyone. All of the YouTubers, they put in so much work. And when I tell you YouTube is work, you better hear me when I say, if you don't believe me, come to the front of the class and let me tell you how much work it is. It's a lot of work. It's rewarding because we get to spend time with you, but it is definitely that work. So make sure you support by going over to their channels, subscribing, watching the content, liking the content, leaving a comment. All of that helps so much. And we've got our number one hater here. Oh my goodness. I see you, Rakib. He says, yes, let's go Ravens. I love it. Plus, I had to go live tonight, right? Because this is going to be like the last night before the Buffalo Bills join us in Cancun. So I wanted to, say a quick hello and make sure everybody knows that, listen, we are rooting against the Bills this weekend. But we'll get into that later. We'll get into that in just a bit. But thanks for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Slicer, I know. His ego wouldn't let him say that. I know. But enough of Zach Orr. He's gone. Monken, he's going to be gone. And I really wasn't even that upset with Monken as much as I was with Zach Orr. He was the one who I just said every time he was on the field, I just kind of rolled my eyes inwardly like, oh my goodness, why is he still employed here? But Zach, I don't think he was ready for the job. That's all it is. I don't think he was ready for the assignment. We kept him. Would he be a defensive coordinator in anybody else's team right now other than John Harbaugh, obviously, because, of course, he's, I think he's in with the Harbaugh family. So, yeah, he has a job there. But is he a defensive coordinator anywhere else? Probably not. Probably not. So that is what it is. Second point I wanted to talk about tonight. Look, these Ravens are entering into round 2 of the interviews. So they should start really soon if they haven't started already. I think they were planning to maybe interview a couple more candidates. And then after that, we're moving into round 2. So the Ravens aren't playing, but we should have known that they weren't playing because I mean, I'm going to bring it up again. That press conference by Bisciotti, salute to you, Bisciotti, salute, because I didn't know what to expect. I thought we were going to get more of the same, that kind of, oh, we haven't done great, but we're looking to the future and we're not really making any changes or I didn't know what to expect. But look, he put EDC on notice right there. It's because of part of this is because of you that John Harbaugh is not here, your failures. Now, when he said your failures, I said to myself, ooh, I don't know how I would have taken that sitting right there next to my boss and my boss calling me out like that in front of everybody, telling me that, it's partly my fault. My failures are partly the reason that John Harbaugh is no longer here. Like, whoa. But that just let me know. I know we said last offseason, and I'm going to get to some of the comments. I promise I am. I know we said last offseason, this is a make or break offseason for Eric DeCosta. How he drafts, how he constructs this roster is really make or break. I know we said that. And I don't want to sound cliche in saying, nah, I know we said it last year, but really, no, this is the year. But honestly, after hearing from Bisciotti, this is the year. Eric DeCosta could easily find himself without a job. Bisciotti wasn't playing. But I have a question for you. Now, we all know that it's the general manager's responsibility to construct the roster, to put it together. Whose responsibility is it to coach these players up? Because if I'm Eric DeCosta, I'm arguing for my job. If I'm talking behind closed doors to my boss and he's telling me, listen, you put together this makeshift roster that didn't get it done. And then he pulls out a notebook and starts calling out players and stats. Well, let's talk about how you constructed the offensive line. You had at guard, and then you call out Daniel Falele. And also you had at guard Voorhees. So then I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. If I'm Eric DeCosta, I'm going to put it back on Harbaugh. Well, you're partly right, Mr. Boss. It is my responsibility to bring this roster together to make sure that we have the best talent at every position, to make sure that we are well equipped, we have enough depth in the case of injuries or whatever. That's my job. However, it's not my job to coach up these players. It's not my job to bring in players who are, who still need some help and development, and then we don't have the right people in place to develop them. Which side note, I know I told myself I was going to stay on task, and here we go. I said I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole, but I got to right now. Side note, here's a question though. How can Eric DeCosta be without reproach if he is continuing to put people on the roster who we saw a couple of years ago were horrible? I know that's not his responsibility, but he has to take some type of blame for that too. You can't just, again, if I'm Eric DeCosta, I'm arguing that, hey, this is on John Harbaugh. He's the head coach. He needs to bring the right people in. But, I mean, obviously, I think there's enough blame to go around. You can't just say it's one person or another. No, I think they all need to work in tandem together. But when you see players continually struggling, it's not getting better. In fact, it's getting worse if you look at stats. What can you do? So those are the kinds of things I'm thinking about as we hire our next head coach, as we bring in the next person to spearhead this team, to lead this team. That's what I'm looking for. Who is going to be that person that's going to recognize and make some changes when it's not working? It's not looking very good. Because I don't want to waste a whole season and then say coulda, woulda, shoulda. Well, we probably should have considered this, or maybe if we had only done that. Because guess what? I know me. I was looking at this season like if we had won one more game, if we had benched Cooper Rush one game earlier and put in Tyler Huntley, we could have possibly won a game. I mean, we won against the Bears with Tyler. So, I mean, we could have possibly won one of those other games where we had Cooper Rush in there. We could have taken him out. And I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to feel that way going into the next season, or after next season is over. But I'm going to have a look at some of the comments, some of the things that you guys are saying. If you're here with me hanging out, thank you so much. Make sure that you do me a favor, hit the like button. If you are new, welcome, subscribe, and join the family. But let's take a look at some of these comments coming through. All right, what y'all saying? What y'all talking about? Let me find. I see you, Black Daniels. I can't get to everyone, but I want to shout out as many as I can. Rainmaker, Black Daniels, I see you. Yeah, Black Daniels, facts. That press conference, I don't know why oh, Lord, it's not working. Press conference was it. It was it. It was it. I don't know why my comments aren't displaying. We'll deal with that later. But I see you, Eric Johnson. He says, Harbaugh knew it. Now he wants Weaver. Yeah, he knew it. Now he wants Weaver. Huh. Well, you know what? It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if he actually takes Weaver and what happens to Zach Orr. Because yeah. That was terrible. I'm gonna get off this screen because I gotta, or maybe I can try and work on it while I'm here. Let's see if we can work on this together. I don't know why maybe I need to change the font or something, the color. I don't know. Well, I will work on it next time and have this done correctly because some reason I can't see the comments. But anyway, Falele, yeah, he's a problem at right guard. EDC didn't want to get somebody mid-season to replace him. Well, that's not right. The clarity slider, that's not right. That's on Eric DaCosta. But they knew that before mid-season, though. They knew that before the trade deadline. They knew that going into the season. You look at how Falele played 2 seasons ago. Did he play well? And then, so my thought is, well, if he didn't play well 2 seasons ago, what evidence did you have that made you think he was going to play better this past year? So yeah, that's on Eric. That's why I said some of this is on Eric. A lot of this is on Eric. But if I'm him, I'm trying to save my job. I'm saying, hey, look at your head coach. He the one kept wanting to keep Daniel Falele in place. He's the one, he didn't want to put the backups in. He wanted to keep status quo ante. He wanted to keep, so that's it. There you go. That's what I'm saying to keep my job. But Falele can go. Speaking of players that can go, I don't care if they have another year left on their contract. I don't care if, if they got 2 more years left on the contract. If we can't trade them because nobody's going to want them, they have 0 trade value. We don't need to see the following players. And I think I talked about this in a video, but it bears repeating. We don't need to see the following players next year, no matter what their status is, whether they become free agents or not. Daniel Falele, we don't need to see you. We don't need to see you on the field. We don't. Andrew Voorhees, we just don't need to see you. We appreciate it, but we don't need to see you. I got a question mark on this one, and y'all let me know what you think in the chat. Hey there, world class, I see you. I got a question on this one, and he's touch and go. He's touch and go. What about our left tackle? What about Stanley? My thing is Stanley, he hasn't been great, but he hasn't been horrible. And I'm just concerned that now he's going to be a year older. He never looked like himself after coming back from the injury. And, shout out to him. That was a gruesome injury. Ooh, gosh, that was just gruesome. For him to even make it back on the field is a testament to, how hard he worked and, his work ethic just to get back on the field. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I have enough confidence that Stanley can go the distance all season next year and give us the production that we need at left tackle, to protect Lamar's blind side. I don't know. So I'm on the fence about that one. I'm on the fence. And yes, LBHT, I was just about, you caught me, you took the words right out of my mouth. We don't have a replacement for Stanley yet. And that's the thing. When you're talking guards, when you're talking tackles, I guess you could say this about anything. Those are premium positions. Those positions just they're not just a dime a dozen. You don't just have a plethora of them out there to choose from. So now it's like, okay, if we don't keep Ronnie Stanley, or if we don't start Ronnie Stanley, who's his replacement? We don't have one. So I think at this point, and I don't know, and I got to do some studying. I got to do some, kind of research on this upcoming draft class. So make sure you're tuned in, because, I'm going to do some mock drafts and kind of give you my thoughts on who the Ravens need to go after this upcoming draft. But I don't know if there is a left tackle out there right now, and, that's coming up in this draft class. But then too, and I don't know, don't come for me unless I send for you. I'm going to say it anyway. I have a problem with entrusting Lamar Jackson's health, his safety, his well-being in the hands of a rookie with zero experience. I'm not saying that it cannot ever work out. Of course, I'm sure if you could drop it in the chat right now, name one player who is a guard or a tackle in the league right now, not on the Ravens team, but I'm just saying a guard or tackle who came in rookie season and did phenomenal. Of course there are. Of course. And it's not that it's impossible, but look at our offensive line for the last year or two. We had pretty much 70, I'm just going through in my mind, we had pretty much 75% inexperienced offensive linemen. Inexperienced. 2 years ago, they had not taken any snaps. They had been injured. They were playing in a position that they had never started in before. So we had a whole lot of stuff that we were doing with newbies, so to speak. And what did we look like? So in my mind, you need to get out there, not just in the draft. If there's a tackle out there, if there is a guard out there who is in this upcoming draft class, and they really have excellent qualities, all the qualities that you look for in a solid guard and a solid tackle, you trade up for them if you need to. Go out and get them. But don't put them out there day one as a starting guard or a starting tackle and not have a backup plan. Like, get some veterans out there. So right now, I think we are going to be stuck with Stanley, because, like LBHT said, we don't really have a replacement for him. So that's it. That's it. Checking out the chat to see what you said. Yeah. Black Daniel said, free up some money and go get some dogs. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the whole truth? Free up some money. Okay. Now, from a business perspective, who has the final say on the money? In the front office, who is the person that has the final say? Is it Bisciotti? Because if it is, he needs to make better business decisions, because he make better business decisions with his own money. That's the thing I want to know. Who's going to be in charge of our budget, our finances? Because every year, it always seems like when it's time for us to make a trade, when it's time for us to acquire someone in free agency, when it's time for us to spend some money, Ravens kind of, pocket's a little thin there. Pocket's a little tight. We don't have it. We You know why? Because whoever's in that front office handling the business side, they mismanage the funds. We spend too much money on one player on defense, and then when it comes time to us having that money to go get, like Black Daniel said, go get a true dog on offense, we always end up with the, tweet, the Ravens were in talks with. The Ravens contacted. The Ravens were in discussions with, but it never materializes. That's kind of my problem with the Ravens right now. But whoever comes in at head coach, I want them. And I don't know if this is even in the head coach's lane. I don't know if they can do this. But maybe that's something I need to study. How the organizational chart of the front office, who controls what, who has a say in what, because I need to know that. I probably do need to read that and research that and kind of study that. Because if I'm a head coach, I'm coming in and I want to know how much money we have. And if the money is looking real funny, why is the money looking funny? How did we allocate our money this last year to why we are now barely getting by and we don't have the money to kind of really invest like these other teams do? Because other teams seem to find their money. Other teams seem to be able to, at the trade deadline, they have money. Why don't the Ravens? So that's something I want to look into. Hey, Game Too Easy, I see you. Thank you for being here, Tracy. Thank you. Yes, Prodigy. Hey there. Thank you. That's right. I was going to give a shout out earlier yesterday was my Founders Day for my sorority. So shout out to all of the lovely ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Shout out to you. But that's kind of, yeah. Who is TWC? I saw that TWC and I want to know who that is. Let me know who TWC. I'm not really good with initials all the time. So let me know. Who is TWC? Somebody said TWC is, I want to know what you're talking about. Yeah, Rainmaker, the value of mid-tier guys is too high. And that's the problem. If we're going to continue to invest a lot of resources, a lot of capital in guys who are average or just slightly above average. And I'm not talking about like an impactful player, because I think when we acquired Roquan Smith, he was very impactful. He had a great, I think, first 2 seasons with us. Since then, he's just kind of been, I don't want to say Roquan is mid. I'm not ready to say that just yet. I am going to say, oh, okay, he mistyped. Gotcha. The world-class view. Got it. Okay, TWC. Thank you. I'm not going to say Roquan Smith is mid. I'm not ready to say that. I am going to say he's overpaid for the amount of production that we've gotten out of him in, let's say, the last, 2 seasons. Hasn't been great. So we need to restructure. We need to restructure some contracts. Some contracts need to expire. And then if you can have some type of trade value, if you can find some type of trade value in some player or two, go ahead and trade them. Do that. We don't have to have a roster that looks identical to the one that we had last year. I expect this roster to look completely different. I do. And I hope it looks different on offense, but that's another chapter. That's another chapter of a whole nother book. So with that, we talked about roster construction. We talked about going out here in free agency. Yeah, you didn't realize there's an AKA. I know it's blurry, but it's back there. There's my AKA. I don't know if you can see it, but it's back there. So yes, I am. Yeah, so that will be the reason why you always see me in something pink. I'm usually wearing something pink, except on game days. I try to wear Ravens colors, but wait, Queendom come. Don't say she's like, he is mid. Okay. All right. I knew it was coming. I knew somebody was going to say, well, if you're not going to say it, Yolanda, I'm going to say it. He's mid. Okay. All right. Fair enough. But listen, we talked about, the construction of this roster, and the onus now is on EDC. Really, it is. Because before, he might have had like a little bit of a scapegoat to say, hey, I put together this roster, but I also gave you some backups, but your head coach over there don't want to use them. That's not on me. Now, that whole John Harbaugh not really wanting to bench players, that's going to be out of the window. All eyes are looking now at EDC. Do you think he's on the hot seat? After that presser, let me know in the chat. Do you think he's on the hot seat? And then if you do, if the answer is yeah, Bishotti made it real clear that his seat was very warm. If that's your answer, are you confident that EDC is going to go out here and nail this draft? Let me know. I'll tell you my thoughts real quick. When EDC was asked a question, I don't remember what the question, I do. EDC was asked, do you think that you will trade up for a player in this upcoming draft if he is the right player and you need him for, to fill a certain position? Do you feel like, EDC, are you wanting or willing to trade up? And the answer he gave was, what did I just say? You don't know, because it doesn't make sense. That was what I took away from his response. It didn't make sense to me. The answer is either, yes, I am going to trade up. I know I haven't been doing that before, but we're in a different, scenario, different situation now. And I am absolutely willing to do that. Or the answer is, no, I'm not. And I'm leaning to the no, I'm not was his answer. He didn't really give, that definitive, yes, I will, nor did he emphatically say, no, I wouldn't. But it didn't leave me with the impression like, hey, you got all these draft picks. Are you willing to part with one or two of them and trade up to get the player that you need? Not the one that's cute and that's great, looks nice. Oh, that's so lovely. But the one you need. Are you willing to do that? And I didn't get the answer of being, yes, definitely, I'm willing to do it. So, hey, Fresh Life, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Linderbaum is not worth the price. Well, okay, that's an interesting topic, or that's an interesting comment. Tell me why you think Linderbaum is not worth the price. And here's why I'm going to say Linderbaum is probably worth the price. Linderbaum, go back to when we first drafted Linderbaum. And again, I said I'm not very high on rookies coming out, starting on the offensive line day one, being in charge of protecting my quarterback. But he is one of the exceptions. This is, wait, Deet says, I'm not answering that question either. Oh, okay, no worries. Not this early. Okay, I just wanted to know your thoughts on past history. So my mom always told me, my grandfather, I never met him, he passed away before I was born. He used to say, past experiences inspire future confidence. So can you make that determination now? Probably not, but based on his years of how he's drafted and how he's conducted the draft, what would your answer be? But if you don't want to answer it this early, that's fine. Check back in with me in about 3 months after the draft, or even closer to the draft, and you can tell me if you've made a decision on that. I respect that. That's fine. But going back to what I was saying, when I think about Linderbaum, I go back to when we first drafted him and how great of a player he was. And again, I'm skeptical on rookies, but I was very impressed. Here in the last year or so, right? Has Linderbaum been excelling at center? Has he been up there in your top 5, top 7 centers in the league? Probably not. But I'm giving him some grace because look who he's had at both his immediate right and his immediate left. He's had Voorhees. He's had Falele. So when you are trying to kind of overcompensate week after week for the shortcomings of not just one guard, but 2, I have to take that into consideration. This upcoming season, assuming we make some changes, this upcoming season is going to tell me a lot about Tyler Linderbaum. Because if we make some changes at guard, and we have an upgrade, and Tyler Linderbaum starts to go back to how he was before, where he's not kind of like, oh, I have to now be center, right guard, and left guard often in every game. I can kind of like let the guards do what they need to do, and I focus on being a center only. And we start to see Tyler Linderbaum improve and get better and almost return to form like he was before we had these weak guards that we have right now. Then I'll come back to you, Fresh Life, and I'll say, I think so. I think Tyler Linderbaum should have gotten a pass. So for right now, where I stand today, I am going to give him a little bit of a pass because you're asking him to do the job basically of 3 men. He's doing his job and he's doing the job of the guards who not really doing much of anything. That's right. Black Daniel, let's see if the comments come up this time. Ooh, they do. They're small, but they come up. Y'all can see them. They do. Black Daniel said, that's right. Like the video. Like the video. And whoever hit the thumbs down who didn't like my video, I hope that was a mistake. Because, you here hanging out with me. I'm having a good time. I hope you are. If you are having a good time, hit the like button. If you're not, don't worry about it. Hit the subscribe button. Come back, watch another video, another live stream. I promise you'll have a good time. Whatever you do, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Just hit a button. So I see you in here. Thank you for being here, Florence. Thank you. Living Legend. Hey there. Good to see you. Yeah, if history repeats itself, like echoes. That's right. That's right. So past history, he really doesn't trade up. I hope he does, because we have a lot of work to do on this roster. We do. We have a lot of people. Hey there, Gary. We have a lot of people that need to be either traded, benched, good riddance, off our team. We have a lot of that. We have a lot. But I wanted to come on tonight and thank all of you. Wow, what a phenomenal year we've had. And you guys, thanks to you, you've helped me reach over 2,150 subscribers. Yes, I'm so excited. Thank you. That means so much to me. You guys are amazing. I didn't think this when I started a channel. I was just like, oh, okay, I'm going to come out here and kind of just talk football, give my opinions. But you guys have been there. You guys have stuck with me, and it means a lot. So I just wanted to come by and tell you thank you. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I've got a lot of content coming your way this off season, because I feel like I'm optimistic again. For some reason, I don't know. After hearing Bishotti, I feel like the Ravens, is it too soon to say, are we back? Are the Ravens, are we back? Like back for real? Back? Are we? I think so. I'm hopeful. But we got to see, we got to take it step by step. Step one, obviously, who's going to be our head coach? Speaking of head coach, let me ask you this. So it's Purple Friday Q&A. If you have a question for me, leave it in the chat and I'll certainly try to get to it. Question though, if the Ravens, so I was listening, let me back up. So I was listening to some show, I can't remember which one, earlier this week, and someone made a comment. They said, I don't think that the Ravens need to hire a head coach who is offensive minded. I think Lamar Jackson is one of one. He doesn't need an offensive minded head coach. I'd be more impressed if the Ravens went in the direction of hiring a defensive-minded head coach, seeing as how lowly our defense has been playing, and then making sure that that defensive-minded head coach brings in a really good offensive coordinator. So that brings up like a couple of names right off the bat, right? So you've got, in terms of offense, you have Kubiak, right? In terms of defense, you've got Flores. You've got Mentor. My question to you, and let me know in the chat, would you prefer the Ravens hire an offensive-minded head coach or a defensive-minded head coach? And I'll give you my thoughts while you type. Originally, I thought the Ravens needed to hire someone offensive-minded. I did. And I still partly do. I'm not fully off of that. But when I heard the statements of why a defensive minded head coach would be a benefit to this team, I really started to think about how our defense looked these last 2 years. And that's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. We need, I'm starting to lean more, I like Flores. I do. And one thing about Flores, as most of you know, he's got this lawsuit hanging over him. The lawsuit against the NFL, not against Baltimore Ravens, has nothing to do with that, but a lawsuit against the NFL. Do the Ravens, as conservative and not really wanting to be kind of like center of attention, not wanting to be in the spotlight, do the Ravens want to deal with that? Because a lawsuit, from a lawyer's perspective, a lawsuit is going to it has the propensity to get very messy. It does. Sure, there are lawsuits that settle and they're gone before you know it, and then it's never even talked about ever again. Those are wonderful. They do happen. But I'm telling you from experience that that's not always the case. And sometimes it means, hey, party to the lawsuit, even though the Ravens have nothing to do with this, if he's our leader, if Flores is our leader, we're going to be attached to that by virtue of him. So that's something to think about, but something to think about. Ooh, Wah says special teams minded. And look where that got us. We had a special teams minded head coach. Yeah, do not bring in Kevin Stefanski. A couple strong no's for me. Kevin Stefanski, Matt Nagy, just stay away. Just stay away. We do have our first super chat of the night coming through. Thank you for Red Hood. I appreciate you. Thank you. Red Hood writes with a $5 donation. It has to be defense because it has to be defense. We're broken. Our identity on defense is trash. We have to fix the Raven way. I appreciate the support. Thank you for the super chat. If you would like to leave a super chat, I do have a goal tonight. Help me reach my goal. Help me reach my goal. You can help me get there. I have a super chat goal tonight of 5 super chats. And I promised I was only going to be here in like 30, 40 minutes, and look at me talking. I hadn't even gotten to point number 3 yet. So I'm on my list. See, I got to stay focused. But thank you for the super chat. So if you'd like to donate, you can certainly click on the button down below. Leave a donation. Help me reach my goal tonight of 5 super chats. Also, I have a membership. Channel memberships are back. They are active again. Down below, you'll see a join button if you'd like to become a member of the channel. Just another way that you can further support. When you click on the word join, a bunch of tiers will come up, and then you can choose a tier that's right for you. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think that our defense was so bad. It was so bad that we have to put someone in place who knows strategically this is the type of surgery that's required to fix this Ravens defense, because it was terrible. We drafted last year. We drafted, 2 years ago, we drafted Nate Wiggins. And all I heard back then was no-fly zone. This Ravens secondary is about to be a no-fly zone. That was 2 years ago. How did that work out? Not to say Nate Wiggins isn't good, but is he great? Has he lived up to his potential, what we thought he was going to be? Then this last year, right? Looking at our defense, looking at how do the Ravens defend against tight ends? How do we protect the middle of the field? And now without Nnamdi Madubuike, no, I don't know. Let me put this right here. Let me say it right now. I have no idea what's going to happen with Nnamdi. I do not know. All I'm saying is I think, this is my opinion, all indicators point to Nnamdi Madubuike is probably done. His career as a football player, professional football player, is probably over. I don't know that for a fact, so don't hold me to it. But if that be true, you got to build these trenches, buddy. Who's coming in here to do that? So that's another thing that we need to think about. No, Imani, you are not late. You are right on time. We are just hanging out tonight. Just talking some Ravens football. Oh, I see you. Nardo the Great. I just came across your page. Just wanted to let you know that you gained a new supporter. Oh, thank you, Nardo. I appreciate it. If you are new, welcome. Thank you. Subscribe, join the family. A moment ago, I was thanking all of the family members here. And if you subscribe, you now become a part of the family. We gonna hang out and be BFFs. You guys have helped me reach over 2,150 subscribers, and that is something very, very special. I don't take it lightly. It's not lost on me. You can support anyone, but you come and hang out with me. And I see we do have another super chat. This is from the other half of the Hendonda show, from Hendo from the Rogue Pod himself. He says, yes, thank you for the $10 donation. He writes, yes, Hendonda will be doing more live streams. You got it. That's right, Hendo. Thank you for letting everybody know that they can come by and they can expect more live streams from the Hendonda show. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Anti-narrative, thank you. He has a question for me. He wants to know, who's my ideal head coach pick? Good question. Along the lines of what I was saying a few moments ago, and thank you again, Hendo, I appreciate it. Along the lines of what I was saying a few moments ago, I really liked, personally, I liked Clint Kubiak. I did, and I still do. I do. But I put out a video, and I'll link it after this stream. I'll link it. I put out a video earlier this week, and it talked about the intangibles of what I'm looking for in the next head coach. Although I didn't mention right there in that video who my pick would be, but since you asked, I'll go ahead and share it with you. Kubiak would be very high on my list, but I'm going to put him number 2. Number 1 is going to be Flores, for the reasons I was just saying. We look so bad on defense. It's embarrassing. It's really bad, because everyone knows, if you watch football and you watch the NFL, what is the Ravens? What is that team? Historically, this is a team that, oh gosh, no. Oh, I got sidetracked for a minute. No. We can't take Stefanski. I don't want Stefanski in the building, Kwame. I'm sorry. I just don't want him in the building. But going back to my answer, trying to stay focused, because I will get sidetracked in a New York minute. But going back to the question, I would like Flores, because I don't want the defense to continue to look as horrible as they have. Because historically, the Ravens are supposed to be a defense-dominant team. This is supposed to be the team that when they step foot on the field, no matter from start to finish, from the trenches all the way back into your deep secondary, you got a problem on your hands if you're facing the defense for the Ravens. I haven't felt that way in years, 2 of them to be exact, not since Mike McDonald left. Who's the best person to turn that around? I think a head coach who really knows defense very well. And that's why my pick for me would be Flores. But as I was saying, with Flores, my concern is you have a lawsuit that is pending. Will the Ravens be willing to overlook it? I don't think so. I don't. So that leaves us with, if Brian Flores is out, all right? If Brian Flores is out, who's my next pick? My next pick would be Kubiak. Next to him, and 3rd on the list, this one might be a little, might not be what you think. Salah. And someone just put it in there. Salah. That would be number 3. That would be number 3 for me. So those would be my 3 picks for, if I could have my say, if the Baltimore Ravens gave me a phone call and asked me, Yolanda, weigh in a little bit, your opinion matters, like 2%, tell us what you think. That would be my pick. That would be my pick. And Mamav says, I think we will be more disciplined and suffer from less penalties as a team. Discipline is something that this Ravens team has not had. Consistent discipline. We have not had a disciplinarian. I don't know about you and your house, but my parents were disciplinarians. They were very strict. Oh my gosh. Whew, them some strict folks. But growing up, I'm like, man, I got the strictest parents, and nobody else's parents don't let them go outside and let them do this, do that, sleepovers. And my parents like, I don't know their pedigree. I don't know them people, that you're not going to their house. But fast forward now as an adult, it's like, we need discipline. We do. We are very undisciplined. How is it that our offense takes the field, O-line picks up a penalty, now we're 1st and 20. All right. Next play. Another O-lineman picks up another penalty. Now we're 1st and 25. So it's enough with that. Enough with that foolishness. Enough with it. Wait. Matt Nagy should be number 1. He should. You're right. Matt Nagy should be number one on somebody else's team, not mine. I'm sorry. He can't. No, I can't. I can't vouch for Matt Nagy on that one. I'm just sorry. No, that's a no. That's a no for me. That's a no for me. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you if you think that he should be on our team. But anyway, family. Last thing I wanted to talk about real quick, and we're gonna get out of here. Who wins this weekend? Who's winning these games this weekend? Somebody put me at ease, help me to calm my nerves and convince me that the Bills are about to lose to the Broncos. Somebody put it in the chat real quick. Just convince me. Just give your best shot at telling me in maybe one or two sentences why the Bills are about to lose against the Broncos. Please help me to believe that, because I just need to know that. I need to know. Hey, Zay Lopez, good to see you. How you doing? Yes, Black Daniels, immediately after a first down, we get a penalty. That's what I'm talking about. We are undisciplined. Wow, I've got 3 super chats. I'm only going to be here for a couple more minutes. So I need 2 other great people, 2 other people right here. All of y'all are great. I just need 2 other people to give a super chat donation to help me reach my goal tonight, and I would greatly appreciate it. But we do have a super chat coming through. This is from Jason Brown, 1125. Thank you, Jason, for the $10 super chat donation. I appreciate the support. He writes, I think we should go after Max Crosby. What's your opinion? Go Ravens from Kentucky. Woo! All right. You know what? I was going to ask earlier in the show, but I got a little sidetracked. I got happy when I saw everybody come in the chat. Some people I hadn't seen in a while, and I got excited. But I was drop it in the chat real quick. Where are you tuning in from? Where are you watching from? I'll start. Well, I'm not watching, but it's me, your girl, Yolanda, here, Baltimore Ravens from Florida, all the way from Florida. Hey, Golden State. But thank you, Jason, for the super chat. And to answer your question, we should definitely go after Max Crosby. But now here's the thing. Max Crosby just had surgery, like this week, or maybe it was last week. I don't remember, but it was recent. It was within the last week or two. Is he going to be the same Max Crosby? And none of us know that. He doesn't know. His doctors don't know. It's just a matter of a wait and see. But even at an 80% healthy Max Crosby, he better than our edge rushers we got right now on our line. We got David Ojabo. I said that in the video. I said David Ojabo, and someone's like, I forget that he's on our team. And then we also have, to complement David Ojabo, we have Kyle Van Noy, who's becoming a year older. Yeah, that. So go and get Max Crosby. I'm all for it. Absolutely. Definitely. I got a video coming out. Make sure you stay tuned. It should be out within the next couple of days. What are the Ravens' biggest needs as we try and look to fill this roster? What do we need to focus on, right, this offseason? What are the positions that we need the most? I'm not going to share it tonight, but it's coming in a video soon. Oh, goodness. Well, ain't that sweet? We have the 4th. Don't let this be y'all don't hurt my feelings, right? Somebody leave me the 5th super chat and I'll be so happy. But so it helped me reach my goal. But we do have a super chat coming in from our guy, Rakib, my #1 Bills fan, who really should be a Ravens fan because he's right there near the Baltimore area. Anyway, Rakib, thank you for the $5 super chat donation. I appreciate your support. He writes, Superman Lamar Jackson will be back to lead the NFL Ravens team to victory next season. You are so right, Rakib. Shout out to you. You got it right. I appreciate your support, Rakib. Yes, absolutely. Lamar Jackson is coming back next year. He's going to put on that Superman cape, and he's going to lead this team. He's going to lead the league in all stats, and he's going to lead the team to victory. But to your Bills, Rakib, okay, I'm going to be honest. I don't like the Bills, but I think the Bills have a good chance of winning tomorrow. And the game does scare me. So I don't know how the Broncos are going to do coming off of a bye week. That's a very well-coached team. I don't know. I don't know. they are the number one seed for a reason. An excellent team. Excellent. And they've got to figure out a way to have their players get after Josh Allen, because I think that's the reason that you guys, if you lose, it's the reason why is because they were able to get after Josh Allen. So, you got Zach Allen leading that team, but Nick Benito, him with 14 sacks. That's impressive. Jonathan Cooper, not too far behind with 8 sacks. So it's going to be up to the defense really to slow down Josh Allen. And if they can do that, if they can get after Josh, I think it'll be a long afternoon for you guys. But I think, Rakib, honestly, if I'm being honest and not being a hater, I still think the Bills losing. Let me just say that and keep it pushing. Hey there, Gary. Yes, Owe showed he can play, didn't he though? Where are all the haters at now? Where are all the Odafe Owe? When I was talking about Odafe Owe, before we traded him, and I know he didn't do much here. I know this. That's how many sacks he got. 0. I know this. But when I kept telling you, Odafe Owe is something. He's a game wrecker. Even into the playoffs, when nobody else showed up for the Chargers, my guy did. He sure did. Well, Kwame, you think the game is going to be a blowout? By who? Kwame, who blowing out who? Let me know. Let me know who's blowing out who. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Mom Ave. Thank you. Thank you. We met the goal. You guys are the best. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you to all of you who donated. It means a lot. Thank you for the super chat, the $5 donation for Mom Ave. I appreciate it. Appreciate the stream tonight. You are more than welcome. I wanted to come on here and I don't know, just talk with you. It's been a while since it's just been me by myself on here, just hanging out with you guys. So you need to be worried, Waki. Don't get ahead of yourself. This is why they get on my nerves. They get beyond themselves. Like, okay, fine, you have somewhat of a decent, sort of kind of okay team, I guess, but don't get beyond yourself. Slow down. But thank you, Inma Mav. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Wait, Zay say it's no way, Yolanda. It's no way what? It's no way what? What y'all talking about? What y'all saying? It's no way what? Are you talking about Owe? Or are you talking about no way that the Bills are going to lose? Hey, Osmond, is Lamar still the heart of the team? Why not focus on offense? Offensive head coach. Great question. Is Lamar still the heart of the team? From the press conference, when we heard from Bisciotti, I think he made it pretty clear, at least to me, that Lamar is the heart of the team. And it was a matter of, and now Bisciotti didn't say this is just kind of how I internalized it. You can either have John Harbaugh or you can have Lamar Jackson, but you're not going to have both. The two of them are not going to coexist. And Bisciotti said, look, Lamar's the face of this team. He is. I think he is, I think he is the heart of the team. And then the second part of your question is why not focus on offense? It's going to be interesting to see what we focus on in this offseason. It is, because historically we don't focus on offense. We just kind of, go and spend all of our money, all of our resources on the defense and leave the offense to just kind of, whatever the sloppy seconds are, whatever the scraps are, that's good enough. Now, Lamar, you're Superman. Now go off and make do with that. That's kind of the mentality. I want to know if that's going to change. We'll see. We'll see. Odafe Owe name. Oh, his name. No way. Yeah, all right. No, that's not his name. That guy. Okay. He has more sacks than we did. He had more sacks than. Okay. All right. Even into the postseason, that's it. Even in the postseason, my guy's still making plays. Still making plays. Steve knows Lamar is his ticket. He does. And, the thing is, it's a business. As much as we enjoy the game from an entertainment perspective, for these guys, it's a business for Bashad, owners, and this is a business. And he knows who sells tickets. He knows who fills those stadium seats. It sure isn't John Harbaugh. People weren't coming to watch him stand on the sideline. Anyway, I move on. Look, it's almost been an hour. We've been hanging out. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you who've come by. Hit the like button. Do that for me right now before you go. I'll see you back very soon. Hendo and I will live stream tomorrow. We'll hate watch, I think. We're going to hate watch the Bills game. So come by so we can all, root against the Bills and watch Rakib be in misery tomorrow. I'm just teasing. I don't want you to be in misery, but I do want your Bills to lose. But anyway, Hendo and I might, quite possibly, maybe, live stream that game. So if you ain't got nothing else to do on a Saturday afternoon but to watch the Bills go down, come by and hang out if we do. But you'll know, make sure your post notifications are turned on. And family, it's been awesome. Thank you very much for an amazing year. It's going to be an exciting off season. Tune in, stay tuned, because we got a lot of content coming your way. I'll see you guys very soon. Take care of yourselves. And remember, go Ravens. God bless.